How did you do it? How did you beat the likes of MySpace? What was good about Facebook that outlasted Bebo, for example?
Well, I think the key thing that we talk a lot about is the authenticity, I guess, of these people, all of us who are on Facebook, and the way that they interact. What that authenticity does, I guess, is drives behavior in a way that wasn't really present before with these other platforms that you mentioned. I mean, this idea that Susan just mentioned around, I think, this third wave, which is all about the web of people, not the web of things, which Google did a great job of helping us to categorize, index, and access. This idea that people are at the center of the web and that those interactions, relationships, communications, the virality of all of that, and the importance of community is something that we realized really early on. And we actually got lambasted for that because there was a sense of, this privacy is still a very live topic, and I think for companies and technologies that are at the forefront of this, they are, coming up against this headwind of what does that actually mean? The fact that you are your authentic self online and that you're expressing opinion online and telling people about who you are and what you're doing. I think the shift that we've seen is that people are much more open to that. We see the amount of information that's being exchanged and how people are doing that. So I think the founder, Mark Zuckerberg, saw that very, very early on and believed that was the way this was going to go, and placed a lot of big bets on the company as to how that would play out. And I think when you look at Bebo and MySpace and the migration to an extent of those users towards our platform, as well as this explosion of users who were on neither platform to begin with. Our fastest growing demographic is 35 plus. These people who were so alien to this concept of being online and being yourself online and sharing information has transformed in a really short space of time. From when I joined the company late 2008, 150 million users. Today, close on a 500 million. And as you said, 275 million of those engaging every single day. We firmly believe it's the authenticity of that network, the fact that people are who they say they are, and they're liking and exchanging views and content that is meaningful to them. That, for us, is the substance of what has been transformative for us, and I think is just at the very beginning still.
And what I'm fascinated by is that you're not in competition with, for example, other businesses. You're the host in many ways, and we're going to talk about social gaming later on, but you have all this amazing stuff like Farmville sitting on top of your platform.
Yeah.
So I assume in many ways you're a host, not a competitor for new business.
We are. I mean, there are many businesses. I mean, gaming is the obvious category today. We're a partner with Zynga. We actually historically have not taken any of that revenue that they've been generating for themselves. And see ourselves as a platform, and I think it's relevant to Gateway Ireland also as a concept that we allow you to engage with, again, an authentic, identified audience in ways that up until now were very difficult to do, if not impossible. So those gaming platforms identified this very early on, and from our perspective, we saw this as additive to the user experience, and that idea that the user is at the center of all of this and is the most important. Without that, we talked about traffic and eyeballs and all of these things that don't sound that sexy, but they're absolutely vital and important to the business. These people who are developing experiences on top of Facebook, we understand, drive that virality and improve the user experience. And so there are businesses and industries literally that are being created on top of this platform that didn't exist even 3 years ago.